Alright folks, we're back with another ride. This time around we did the Telegraph Line Trail for our friend's birthday. This trail is expert rated. It's a 7 out of 10 on Onyx. And you'll see here shortly there's lots of obstacles that are very technical. We have about 9 cars with us on this run. Some have not done this trail, some have. See that here shortly. We're just in the staging area right now. This first obstacle we're going to go through is called the Gatekeeper. And it has that name for a reason. If you cannot make it through the Gatekeeper with your vehicle, then you will probably not be able to make it through the rest of the trail. Or you'll have a very hard time. When you'll see that here, as you go through, you can kind of see the cars bouncing side to side. I will note there are signs. You'll see these brown signs here on the right side that do say this trail is for expert drivers, not first-time drivers of a side-by-side or a vehicle. See the car in front of us is something leaning. This trail is one way, so that kind of makes it safe. However, we have encountered people going the opposite direction of us. A few times we've either had them turn around, or in this instance we met up with a group that was coming the opposite direction. They were almost done, met up with about the third obstacle, and then they realized, oh, so just to kind of be mindful of. My wife Kim is driving the Razor this go around. This is the first time doing anything this technical. So I was kind of helping her guide her through some of these obstacles as well. She did an amazing job through these for her first time doing it. We do speed the videos up about just because there's a lot of gaps between the technical stuff, and most of the time we're just riding through the desert. So just to save time on the video, we're just kind of cruising some of this. But nothing's lost, nothing's cut out for the most part. If you're here, all this area that you're seeing on the screen was all ravaged by 2 wildfires, almost back to back. So this area was shut down, I want to say, for close to like 20 years, 15 years it seems. And then it was all rehabilitated, brought back. The trail was redone. We had a volunteer group called Trail, and then the Sonoran National Forest helped revitalize the trail and make this trail again. It's somewhat maintained. I will say it's lightly maintained, just enough to make it clear where it is, but they kind of just leave it be. This is part of the St. Clair's OHV Area in the Sonoran National Forest. This is near Bartlett Lake and the River. The direction we're headed is going to bring us close to Horseshoe Lake. Riding through this area does require a OHV permit from Sonoran National Forest, as well as a parking permit for your tow vehicle. So make sure you have those, just in case the Forest Service or the Sheriff decides to do a random check. We have no idea if they've checked our vehicles before, because our vehicles are parked miles away from where this trail is. But also we have no way of seeing if they've already checked them. In the past few times we've been out here, we've had to encounter the Forest Service. That doesn't mean they're not out here, but just kind of keep that in mind. We do slow down the video as we're doing this. At points when we're coming to the obstacle, you can see you're kind of waiting for an obstacle here. This would be the original Gatekeeper. The trail that is off to the right here, you can't really make it out through the desert brush unless you're really looking out to the side, but that was the original trail and kind of merges into this one. But this is the original Gatekeeper before they made that new section of trail. And you can see these red and white signs on the left hand side of these obstacles. they will call out what the obstacles are, where you are on the map. It's pretty cool that it's all labeled. You gotta know where you're at. And then you'll see this person here on the right hand side. The car just in front of us went through or by them. She is taking a video of the cars going through some of the obstacles. And those are at the end of some of these clips. So you can kind of see what it looked like coming in the opposite direction, what the cars were doing and flexing. At some points on this ride, you are on 3 wheels. I don't think any of the cars ever got on 2 wheels, but most were on 3 wheels at some point. At least the front wheel off the ground or the rear wheel off the ground as they're going through things. The sway bars were disconnected on most of the cars, but even that doesn't help. So we're going to climb up here. We're going to stop because that person taking the video there's a couple cars behind us, or a car behind us, and then she has to walk all the way up to the front car. You kind of see him going up front, so it takes a bit. So she's going to speed up here shortly. Slow down here now before we get to the vehicles that are headed in the opposite direction of us. Again, this trail is one way, the way we are going. So I'm not sure where this vehicle started from, but the lead car is that they're telling him going the wrong way, trying to get him out of the way. And he has 9 cars behind, or 8 cars behind him, so you're going to see him go off to the side. And as you watch this video, there's nowhere really to pull off and let another car pass you. You kind of see it's a pretty tight trail. So you're going to see they had to pull off and kind of tight trail, run themselves onto the desert landscape. Not advisable, but you got to do your to be able to make room for people to be able to pass. So if you do decide to do this trail, just kind of keep that in mind. There may be people coming the opposite direction of you, so just kind of keep your head up and looking ahead and scanning. You see me hop out of here. You can kind of see there's a little black object in the center of the screen. We didn't know if it was a camera that fell off one of the cars or what. They were kind of checking theirs. But I got out and looked at it just to make sure. What it was, it's just an empty hard cover for a camera. And yeah. So picked it up. Put in the back seat of my Razor, and then bring it away here. Just kind of keep the trails kind of clean. It's kind of what we kind of do, just make sure they stay open. And yeah, but I always had our cameras, so we were good to go. And like I said, there's nothing in that camera case on the hard cover, so Could have been from the guys that we had passed, or someone from the day before going through. Mind you, this was taken around like 8:45, 9 o'clock in the morning, so we were probably the first ones on this trail. Most likely, I mean, there might have been people that started off really early in the morning on this trail, but yeah, we're going to come to the next obstacle here shortly. And the video's going to slow down. We're doing these videos when you speed them up, we're doing about 3 times the speed, so we're really not cruising this fast in this trail. It'd be a very bumpy and swaying ride. So this next obstacle we're going to go through is called Nosedive. And again, there's a red white sign. You're going to see it here. Kind of an interesting obstacle. You're going to see the car in front of it's kind of flex and move. Their suspension is going to do a lot of work. That is a Razor XP1004 that's in front of us. On stock tires, so he doesn't have has the same width as us stock, but he's on little dirt tires that come with the vehicle. Our car's running spacers, 1.5 inch spacers, and then offset wheels, so we're a little bit wider. Then we also have DOT like truck tires on our side by side, so we're a little bit wider than him to go through some of this stuff, so we're not as tilty. But at points we do get our wheels up in the air and off the ground. Even with our aftermarket suspension as well. So you can see the nosedive. It's not too bad going through it. I will say the camera does it no justice. When you're actually driving it and going down it, and you're looking down, you're like, man, this is horrible. There is our friend up there taking videos of us going through the obstacle. You're going to see that clip here shortly at the end of this. That's when we're all going to wait here because there's 1 or 2 cars behind us. She has to wait for her, and then she's going to come up here, and you're going to see her try to make her way down. And if you give it 1, 2, 3, down she goes. The ground is that slick. She's wearing cowboy boots. And she goes down again. And the car quit. This is his wife. So we were making fun of her on the radio. He told him, "Oh, I'm for sure how that on my GoPro." And sure enough, I did. So she has seen the video. We were laughing about it. So, but she's all good. She made it through. We're going to cross over this wash here. This is Administrative Road 2. It takes you down to the Verde River. The Forest Service uses it. But we are not able to drive on that down there. And this next obstacle we're coming to is called the V-notch. You'll see that here shortly. You can kind of see the cars already undulating and leaning side to side. It's much doing some work in this area. You can definitely see the water runs through this pretty well. This trail makes some interesting channels. And then we're going to go through it here. You're going to see why they call it the V-notch. This part's not too bad. You're more or less just leaning side to side. And you get down into it here though. You are in the V-notch, it's kind of a V. Move right into the sidewalls of the trail, the hill. On the other side, you see it gets really interesting. Definitely, this obstacle is definitely about wheel placement without leaning too much. And then this clip is going to end here. This is all just riding through the desert down to the lake here. The GoPro had an issue with this part of it, doing it was having issues with the SD card, as I remember correctly. So I didn't capture that, but what we're going to do is we're going to throw the clips of us going through the obstacles. We're going to start off with the OG gatekeeper and then the nosedive. So you'll see those. Those are pretty interesting. I'll narrate those for you as well as we're going through what vehicles you're seeing. So you can have an idea if you ever do this run. What it looks like when certain vehicles are running through, so yeah, we'll start those here shortly. Alright, we're back. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go through the rear gatekeeper. This car going through is going to be a Polaris General. XP41000. His sway bars are fully disconnected. He is 72 inches wide, 74 inches wide. He has inch-long travel on this. And you can even see he's a little tippy on 3 wheels. The next car will be a 2024 Razor XP Pro 4. Or sorry, Razor XP 1004. Out sway bars disconnected. You can see how he's running. This next car will be the 2021 Razor XP Pro 4. His sway bars are connected. You definitely see how it tosses you around. This will be a 2024 Kawasaki KRX 1000. He's running 35s. Has aftermarket suspension. This car is built for this trail. This car is a Can-Am Maverick X3 2-seater. He obviously has aftermarket suspension and wheels and sway bar disconnected. This will be the Razor XP 41000 2024 as well. He has his sway bars fully disconnected, so front and back. This next car will be the car that I'm currently in. Yeah, my wife is driving, so a little hesitant to go through this. Our front sway bar is fully disconnected on this. The rears are connected, but we're on 32. On 32s, aftermarket suspension. Again, we have wheel spacers that are 1.5 inches, so it's a little bit wider than the standard. And you can still see we're kind of flexing and moving around. And then this last car is going to be a 2021 Razor XP Pro 4 as well. He has aftermarket tires and wheels and suspension. He has light valving. But all his sway bars are fully disconnected, so you can see it still tosses him around as well. This next one will be Nosedive. You can see the Can-Am with the rim without any issues for the most part. He gets a little tippy. This will be the Razor XP 41000. His sway bar is fully disconnected. So you saw what he looked like from behind. This looks like how he did front, what he looks like he's going through. And then here, we're going to come through with our 2021 Razor XP Pro 4. You can kind of see how it's one wheel off the ground, even though we're still moving. But the other Razor XP Pro 4 that's behind us, he's moving through it as well. So definitely pushes your vehicle to its limits on this trail. It does make it kind of interesting, but it also makes it kind of fun. And we'll see you here shortly. We are going to continue the ride from Bartlett Lake all the way up to our next set of obstacles. Alright folks, we are back here getting ready to take off. This water in front of us here is Bartlett Lake, the back side of it. It also connects into the Verde River, so it flows into here out of Horseshoe Lake. It's kind of a nice little super beach area right off the trail. Probably about a quarter mile away off the trail. Not too bad. It connects you right back into the trail. Good place to stop and have a snack, get some drinks, stretch your legs, and get ready for the next part of the trail. You can see all the cars that are with us here going in front of us. So we're in a weird transition with the video. The GoPro got super hot, so it cut out, but I was able to get it restarted here after that little bit downhill. Changing the settings and kind of giving it some cold air or some cold water poured over it, and I was able to cool itself down. It was pretty hot on the trail that day, but you can see it's back up and working. Yeah, it was kind of a warm day on this. We did this ride, so the car was running hot, the GoPros were running hot, so made some changes to the GoPro just so it wouldn't have to work as hard, which is probably what had issues earlier in the day, or kind of cut out, and then it did it again shortly after we started, so that was kind of weird and frustrating, but luckily I was able to catch it quick enough, get it cooled down, change some settings, and then get moving again. But yeah, so we're gonna let the video roll. Most of the rest of the trails here, no obstacles were missed through that part. This part here is still Bartlett Lake, Verde River area. Pretty cool area. You'll see boats back up in here. You'll see some cranes. You can see right there, right on the right hand side. It's kind of weird to see them. But yeah, it's kind of peaceful back in here. You can definitely tell it's a little bit dusty. On here, this area had not gotten rain in quite a while. It is definitely due for some rain out here. Pretty much like all of Arizona. You kind of see we're kind of spaced out just enough to give us room between, just because of the dust and going through the brush. But we're going to speed the video up because got quite a ways before our next obstacle, which is kind of the fun one. So we'll speed the video up here, and then we'll just let it keep rolling, and then I'll be back to narrate that obstacle. It's kind of a fun one. So, but get the video sped up here shortly. Alright, slow the video down here. We're coming to our next obstacle. As soon as we get to the top of this hill, coming out of the valley, This hill's kind of interesting because you're kind of leading to the left. So the driver's side, you got brush to the right, then kind of a drop off on the left side, and kind of undulating through the dirt mounds and the wash area. The water runs down through the trail. You can see on the right there saguaro cactuses. For every arm you see on a saguaro cactus is about 100 years, they say. So some of those you may have seen like 10 arms, so that cactus is quite old. The saguaro cactus is the state tree of Arizona. It is protected. People have tried to dig them up, and if you do dig them up, yeah, it's not a good thing. Lots of jail time, big fine. This obstacle we're going to go up here right now is called Saguaro Turn. You can see the saguaro sitting at the top. It's kind of an interesting one. It's a straight hill climb up, and then with a left-hand turn. You can kind of see here, you kind of have to go through this channel and these ruts. See the cars ahead of us going up. You can see this canyon go ahead of us. Again, there is a red and white sign pointing out the obstacle where you are. Again, it's kind of nice around this trail. The red and white signs kind of tell you where you are on the trail, like how many more obstacles you got or how far you have to go. There's a squirrel standing tall, getting down to the squirrel turn. And you're going to see his turn. Our friend's wife did get out of the car in this one too. And figured they were coming up this trail, this part of it, I believe for the most part. So it's kind of interesting to see everyone on this, how much tipping and swaying the cars are doing going through this part. Everything is obviously done in low and in 4-wheel drive. To get up this, there's no 2-wheel driving up this road. And obviously we're going to sit up here and stop. Wait for everyone to get up here, and then obviously she has to walk all the way up along the side of us here. So, all right, and we're going to splice in the clip here, so you kind of see us all going up that part. The next obstacle is a little bit further up here, but I'm going to splice in so you can see it, so they're not back to back on this, and so that'll get clipped in here right about now. Alright, so this next obstacle we're coming to, it's called Edge of the Earth. I named that for a certain reason, you'll see here in the video. It looks like you're going over the edge of the earth. You can kind of see the cars look like they're going over the edge of the earth. It's kind of an interesting obstacle because you are facing straight down as you go down it. The dirt is very soft and loose, so you kind of have to control your braking and your speed. You will slide on this if you lock up your tires, so you have to let your tires at least spin some. But just enough to keep yourself in control without getting too much speed, because there are some undulating obstacles throughout this trail, or through this section I should say. You definitely can see this Can-Am as he goes down it. It's pretty steep. He's going side to side. I will say this view does this no justice. When you're sitting there staring down at it, you realize how far down it is, how steep it is. So just got to keep that in mind. But it does give you an idea of the obstacles that are on this trail. But this is one of the most interesting ones you have to encounter. And those pickup trucks that we saw earlier in the day, I would imagine they took this one. I don't know how they got up this. It had to be very, very interesting to see that happen. I wish that we could see a video of that actually happening, but yeah. You can see my wife going down this trail. I'm kind of just coaching her, just, you know, brake, let off, just to keep herself in control. So just so we don't slide, even though you don't try to slide, you still slide some as you're braking because there's just enough dirt and looseness. You can kind of see where there are some dips in the road here along. This, it goes into a wash. You can kind of see it here. That's where you kind of have to control your speed, because if you get too much speed, you know, you're going to end up in this wash, and you got two options. You know, the right or to the left here. Either way takes it to the same spot. That Blair's General, they were videotaping us all going down that obstacle, so we'll cut that in here so y'all can see what it looks like as we're going down. Alright, we all made it down. So you can definitely tell this is a different part of the trail. The obstacle is definitely different. Makes it kind of interesting. And we're going to rejoin the group here. Now that we're all down. And you can see all the different types of cars that are with us again. Alright, so we're going to speed the video here. This is where you kind of catch some speed. We're going to go through a wash here. It's a very tight wash. It'd be interesting to see what it looks like when it gets a flash flood. Lots of water running through it. However, I don't know if you could really get out here to see that happen. The trail we're on right now, you can take with a pickup truck. It does connect into another trail. I don't remember what the name of this trail is, but yeah, you can get to it on a pickup truck. So you definitely see it goes to the right, goes straight into the Verde River. To the left here takes you back onto the trail. Trail's not too bad in this section, just some undulating, some tilting side to side. Again, there's those brown signs to warn you. So if you were on the other trail and you turn this way, just a heads up, hey, this trail is kind of technical. So we're going to speed the video up as we go through this, but you'll definitely be able to see what it looks like as we're going through. We have quite a ways for our next obstacle, and I will narrate that one for you when we get to it. So I figured I'd narrate this one. This really isn't an obstacle. It's just an interesting left-hand turn going right up the hill out of the wash. You'll see as we go up. I did slow the video down here so you can see there's the sign 42. I have no idea where that wash leads. I'm sure we can figure it out, but imagine it flows in the Verde River. You can at least tell this part of this hill, you are definitely leaning side to side. So first the passenger side gets it, then the driver's side, back to the passenger. As long as you can straddle the sides or in between the tracks, you're probably pretty good. But it's not too bad. Once you're up here, you can definitely catch some speed and move along, but that's about the worst of it. The next obstacle will be coming along here shortly, but I figured I'd stop and narrate that one for you just to kind of know what it's about. Alright, here we go to our next obstacle. Slow down the video so you all can watch this one. This one's called Mini Edge of the Earth. Not too bad as the other one, only this one you're doing a right-hand turn going down the hill. So that makes it kind of interesting if you're the driver, because you can't see the right-hand wheel, what the front wheel is doing. So you're kind of just relying on your skill through here. And again, this is kind of straight down, but you can have a better shot at this one. Okay, just kind of coasting down it. There's some washouts right here. And then you're climbing right back up. And then again, it'll be a bit before you get to the next obstacle. The next stop we're going to make here on this trail, you'll see us make is a little camping area or spot, recreation. It's called Devil's Pool. Kind of a little beach area, but it's like river rocks. And we hung out there, had lunch. The kids were able to get out with razors and play and have fun. We were having fun throwing rocks in and skipping rocks into the river. It's definitely a fun time. You are able to get to that area on a different trail. I believe it's trail 532 that takes you down there. I haven't been down that trail, so I don't know what it looks like for a normal vehicle. I imagine it's got to be a lot better than this trail. But I would definitely do research if you plan on going down that trail to that spot. That spot is part of the Verde River. It sits in the middle between Horseshoe Lake and Bartlett Lake, so but yeah, it's pretty. This spot was definitely interesting. We had to stop. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw my son's car seat. He sits in the middle of a razor on a bench seat. And that car seat that has the normal latch that ratchets down the car seat, like in a car. Noticed it was going side to side, so as we were going hot quarters, he was leaning all the way to the left and all the way to the right, more than he should have normally. So I had to get out and stop and try to tighten up his car seat as much as I could with him in it. He does still fall asleep, and apparently that side to side woke him up, and he was looking around like, what is happening? But yeah, so that's why we're stopped right here. We had called it out over the radio too, like, his car seat's going side to side, we gotta stop. Just knowing what's up ahead, the more turning and stuff like that, it was definitely not going to be a fun ride for him. So definitely taking safety in particular cautions here, making sure he's safe. Again, he's in control, he's in the car seat, he's hardest in. But yeah, so that's why we're kind of stopped here. So we kind of sit here and we're stopped for a bit. As I'm trying to get his car seat as tight as I can. Which it was tight when we started, so somehow it loosened up enough. There we go. We're going to get back in here and we're going to continue on. But yeah, that's why we're stopped. It's just his car seat was moving and shaking. So we do take kids on this, and they're in a car seat, booster seat, bump seat, whatever it is. Just make sure it's tight, secured, it's not moving. Kind of keep an eye on it. You never see how these corners are. Yeah, we're not flying down this trail, but there's enough to cause him to go side to side, and his car seat to get loose, or something causes his car seat to get loose. So definitely make sure he's safe and secure, and you know, because he doesn't have any way of stopping his car seat from going anywhere. So yeah, so the road we're going to go down now is going to take us down to Devil's Pool or Devil's Place or Spot. I've seen like 3 different names for it. So yeah, we're going to continue straight down this road. You can see it's definitely dusty and stuff. It does tell you to be slow. You know, there's dust and it may get congested. Again, you can see it's a one-way road, but there are some pull-out areas, so if you encounter other vehicles, you can kind of pull off to the side. Some of the parts of it, there are ways to get around other vehicles, other trail in or around something, Yeah, so here we are. You definitely see there's sand and dirt, but there's all this river rock as well, and there's the Brave River. But, so yeah, we stopped here and chilled and had lunch and hung out for a bit before we continued on the trail. So, and that's where we will pick up shortly. Alright, here we are, our next obstacle. This one is called the Knob. There is an alternate route around this. You'll see here shortly once this razor here in front of us moves. There we go, there's the alternate route on the other side of that squirrel cactus. So to the right is the actual obstacle. To the left is an alternate route. There's an arrow on the sign pointing alternate route. That route just kind of takes you around the hill. And it joins back into the trail, not too far up past the obstacle. The obstacle's not too bad. Definitely make sure you have yourself spaced out, as it does. The car may spin out once you get to the top, as there's quite a few big dips. You gotta give it a little bit of gas to get through. This obstacle is definitely one you need to be in for low. You climb up it and around it. So if you do decide that you need to bail out, there is a spot to bail out here. or rejoin it, I guess, if you want to look at it, what it looks like, you can go the alternate route or get a straighter shot. But yeah, so here's the obstacle. And you can kind of see all the squirrel cactuses just chilling there watching you go up this hill. It's kind of fun. This obstacle will kick you to the left, so the rear end of your car will kick out to the right from that rock. You can kind of see it there. Your rear wheel will catch it and it'll push the car around. And then it's a straight hill climb from there to the top. And then from here we go on part of the route. It's called the airplane. You'll see why here. We go through that. And then after that we have quite a bit of ways before our next obstacle. And after that is the end of the trail. So we're almost done with it. And I'll be back shortly to narrate that obstacle. Alright, here we are, next and last obstacle. This is called the knob. Not too bad of an obstacle. Kind of some dips and some rough spots. Some little off-camber stuff. You can see the cars up on the top of the hill there. You go through the obstacle here. There's an alternative route. You can see there on the left. And then the obstacle is straight ahead. Once you get through the obstacle, it's a right-hand turn. And you climb up the hill. There you go. You can see it's kind of leaning to the side. Leaning a little bit more. And back straight. Into the opposite way. You go, there's your alternate route, connects back in. And you make your right hand turn here. This is kind of cool because there's cars behind you. You can see what they're doing. I'm going kind of that opposite too. Like on the hill. You can see a lot of squirrel cactuses right here. Once you get to the top of this hill, it's kind of flat. You're at the end of the trail pretty much. So you can run wide open. Just kind of be mindful, there might be people parked up here onto the side. You'll see that. We encountered 3 vehicles. They were parked because we had encountered them at the start of that obstacle. So see there they have, it looks like a kayak. It's a fishing pole. So it looks like they had the lake fishing and off-roading and a couple times. So you'll encounter quite a few different vehicles out here having fun. They could have been out here camping too, for all we know. You will see that fence line right there. That just separates the OHV area from the fee area to the public land area where it's free. There are trails out in that area you can go run. You do have to come into this area and then you leave the area. There's lots of trails. We're going to we sped the video up here because we're done with it. You can see the cars off in the distance with all the dust. So we're running pretty fast through here. Even though this is sped up 3 times, we'll probably do like 30-40 miles an hour down this road. Not too bad. There is signage on the other way. Obviously, this way you can kind of get through to the trail. That's probably why a lot of people do it one way. So that's the way. Right there's the gate. You can see this road going down. There's signage up here. I believe the signage says the MT-42 is a one-way route. Not the biggest way. I haven't check that, but yeah. From here on out, we're going to make a right-hand turn once we get over to the dirt road here. Here's really take us to Horseshoe Lake. We made a run all the way to Horseshoe Lake from here. Hang out there and chill for a bit. That's not all the things we were encountering today. Let's drill today. Just a road to go out of Horseshoe Lake Road, Horseshoe Lake, and the dam. Just gotta be mindful of the daily. Other side of the road, it does get dusty. It's a sandy road. Just kind of be mindful of that. Go around corners. You kind of see your road running pretty fast here, but the video is sped up. So, yeah, but that's where we're going to end up. You will see us arrive at Horseshoe Lake. Line. We kind of chill there, probably chill there for an hour or so, and then headed back. But yep, this is really excited to come off the video. Find my us. But yeah, go ahead and like, share, subscribe. This is where you're gonna leave us. If not, go ahead and continue watching all the way to the Horseshoe Lake. You will see a turnoff up here. A sign that says there's an intersection. That intersection takes you to Horseshoe Dam, and you can walk underneath Horseshoe Dam. When the water is not flowing. Sometimes you can do it when the water is flowing. Depends on if they have blocked off how much water is really flowing over the dam. Just kind of be aware of that if you do want to try to walk under the dam and they're releasing water, they may not let you. For that, you are able to camp out here as well. You can see the Verde River right there, and some rock slides. You can see we've encountered some cars coming the opposite direction of us, so kind of mindful when you go around these corners. They are blind corners. And people driving these roads may not be used to side-by-sides or off-road vehicles coming through here, so yeah. Alright, here we go. We are headed back to our trailers and back to our staging area. We're going to head down Horseshoe Lake Road. So you see that here, that road is again is all a dirt road. There is pavement. Eventually we will hit pavement. It seems like it takes forever to get to the pavement. And then we're on pavement for probably like 10 minutes or so to get to our staging area, where we parked our trucks and trailers for this run, which is at at Bartlett Lake. That's where it's near. So, but if you watch this far, thanks for watching this far. And we're gonna speed the video up here, and just because it's just driving down a dirt road all the way back. But if you're interested in seeing that, feel free to keep on watching.